First of all, Senator Ogden, you're absolutely right. I've never seen a group of senators work so hard on a budget, the transparency, the breakdown into subcommittees. And obviously, I want to thank you for allowing me to chair Article 5. I can truthfully say Article 5 provides for public safety. It placed a little over $700 million more than the House, and our prison capacity needs have been provided for. The alternative and diversion programs are in place. Parole and probation officers were restored to levels that I believe can adequately protect the public. And you were pretty sneaky by putting me in charge of Article 5. You thought that was going to, and giving me those funds to do a good job. One of the real pleasures of serving in this body in recent years is sitting to your left in finance. And you know how I struggled with what to do in the budget because I'm concerned. Been some great talks this afternoon, and I think these members that have spoken ahead of me really believe what they're saying. I know they do. But I couldn't vote for it coming out of the committee, and I'm still concerned. At the end of the day, I just couldn't go along to get along. I had to do what made me feel right. And out of the order in which I want to ask you questions was my concern to Senator Shapiro when she was frustrated about Senate Bill 12. I think, Senator Ogden, would you not agree that that almost sums up my frustration in the budget, and I think many members? We know, as Senator West has pointed out, the budget that is being considered today will lay off teachers. I think the numbers are uncertain, but they're being laid off. The proposed solution is Senate Bill 12, which offers up furloughs, reduction in pay, or firings. It is unbelievable to me, as someone that serves in this body and knows how serious we take our job, that that's our option in the state of Texas. The option, and I think everyone ought to remember, there'll be so much said today, and so many different articles and details, but I think I could almost sum it up. We are posing to the people of Texas a plan of firings, furloughs, or reductions. Now, you know, like I do, that's not the kind of options that the great state of Texas presents to its school districts. I don't have to go any further. Furloughs, reduction in pay, or firing the thousands of teachers. And we ought to stop our discussion right now and say we're going to do better than that. But we're not. Senator Ogden, the question I want to ask you, what has changed since Friday? Friday, a very serious bill, Senate Bill 1811, was before this body. Could we be having this discussion about the possibility of passing your finance bill if 1811 had not passed? What would have happened if 1811 would have failed Friday? Is it not my understanding that it funds a major $4 billion component of this proposed budget?
If 1811 had failed and there was no way to resurrect it, we would have had to rewrite this budget.
Well, can you help me understand, and I'm trying to be as collegiate as I can be, but it's time for some straight talk. How in the world do 9 of my colleagues Friday vote against funding this budget, and today they're proposing that we adopt this budget? I am totally without an understanding of what happened since Friday. And let me suggest that some, after we get through today, will try to paint this as a partisan matter. I am proud of this body. I have not seen the partisanship displayed in other bodies and often raised its ugly head in here. But Friday, you had 23 votes to fund this budget that you're fixing to ask us to reduce. All Democrats voted for it. 9 Republicans, who I understand are going to support it today, voted against funding it. You can't have it both ways, can you, Senator Ogden?
Well, I don't know how to answer that since I voted for it.
Well, I think puts a real face on the dilemma we got today for some of us deciding what is the best thing to do.